You were asking me about Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
And you were asking me why I'm out on him.
Right. Are you out on Deebo? Because
no, I'm not.
I wonder if people. All right, it's the 1 year to Christian McCaffrey anniversary. We'll break down the Vikings a little bit, and we're going to get back into the Warriors. But Deebo Samuel's been doing a lot of chirping, and look, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson started it talking about Deebo.
Then he later on bother me that much.
He later on called him a running back who can run routes, and so Deebo's like, off and off the field. Hey, we're gonna see if we play y'all. We're gonna run right through you. But Deebo. Look, I love Deebo Samuel. He plays very aggressive. I think he got off to a hot start this season. Then the injuries. He was very compromised in that Arizona game.
He didn't look right.
He didn't look right at all.
Tentative was the word I would use.
He probably shouldn't even have suited up. And then he suited up against Dallas, and he made some plays. But ever since he signed that new deal, has he lived up to the contract, in your opinion?
Lived up to it?
Yeah, it's a 3-year, $71 million extension, included $41 million guaranteed dollars. Now, there's an out with this deal coming up. And the out is, as my computer slowly loads, the out is after next season. So there's a potential out in 2025. Where are you at with Deebo?
Well, here's where I'm at with Deebo. Forget like whether he's lived up to the contract or not, because I think most people would say because of the injuries and stuff, it's been underwhelming, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to be really hard for him to ever replicate a 2021 season.
Right.
He was a gladiator that year, and I feel like part of that contract extension, to me, was we're rewarding you for carrying us in the playoffs.
Right.
We're rewarding you for giving your body to the sport and to the team and to the franchise in the way that you did in 2021. Mm-hmm. That was an all-time season.
All-time.
For a variety of reasons. It's going to be very hard for him to replicate that. The number one problem, not problem, but the number one thing that where I'm like, when it comes to Deebo is his style of play is what makes him so great.
Right.
And it's his style of play that puts him into harm's way and is going to probably shave years off of his career. Like B, rookie year was really good. Second year, kind of underwhelming.
Right.
Because he was in and out of the lineup.
And he had that Jones fracture in the offseason, which really set him back. I remember Baldy joining us saying this thing can linger, and it did linger.
2021 was outstanding. 2022, more injuries. I think he was out of shape, which he admitted heading into the season. There was a variety of reasons why he underperformed last year. But then again, this year, he comes in great shape, which I'm happy and I'm glad. But because of his style of play, he goes down. And so, am I trying to move off Deebo? Absolutely not. Now, if there's an opportunity to upgrade to get an elite, top-tier type of a player, you got to give to get. And that's why I'm kind of joking. It's tongue-in-cheek. Hey, Deebo for Justin Jefferson. It's a joke. I want to keep Deebo on my team. Deebo is a gladiator who can win in the playoffs, and guys like Deebo go up against fierce defenses that want to take your head off. He's not afraid.
No,
so I want to go to war with Deebo Samuel.
He's a tone setter.
But if you're asking me about bang for the buck, it's probably not the greatest bang for the buck right now. But I also understand he is what sets the tone as an organization against the playoff caliber defenses. You need guys like Deebo.
No, you
see what he did against Seattle in the playoffs?
No, you needed Deebo Samuel. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. He's off to a special season, but it just feels like, when I talk to fans, they're not as high on Deebo as they were a couple years ago. And I wonder if that offseason in which he did some things on social media, he talked about not being a Niner, he showed some immaturity there.
I don't know.
And it was just and some people may have not come back to his train. And then you look at last season and the jet sweeps became redundant. They did. And then McCaffrey comes.
Predictable.
And we just, very predictable. Redundant, predictable, just obvious. Everybody saw the jet sweep coming. Yeah. Everybody saw what Deebo was doing. It just wasn't working. So you get Christian McCaffrey, and he takes this offense to another level. They all of a sudden, they're 30 for 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. And a couple of those games late last year, Deebo wasn't there.
Yeah.
But then you see his impact against Seattle, like you said, in the wild card game.
He was a monster.
And then, he almost breaks a tackle in that Philadelphia game down 14-7 that could have went to the house. But where are we at on Deebo Samuel right now as he's banged up again?
Do you think that CMC has relegated Deebo to a role that is just it's never going to be as impactful as 2021 for a variety of reasons, but primarily because CMC does a lot of the same things that Deebo does, And not that they're redundant because they're different players, but like you just don't need Deebo offensively to be the chess piece that he was before CMC's arrival.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. That's why when you look at the other receiver spot, we talk about guys like Mike Evans or Justin Jefferson. You want somebody to complement Ayuk. Is that the best tandem for them? Now, we talked about the best duo coming into the season.
Yeah.
Ayuk and Deebo. And it could be the best duo we've had since the 90s. I know Bolden and Crabtree was there for a couple years, but Crabtree was hurt with the Achilles, and he didn't come back till late in the season. Deebo right now, 20 catches, 302 yards. 15 yards a catch. Not bad at all. 18 carries, 95 yards. He's averaging 5 yards a pop on the ground. Now he has 2 touchdowns on the season, just 2. I wonder where we're at with Deebo Samuel. Where are we at with Deebo? Is that a guy that people are married to long term?
I don't know. Well,
because I do think the style that the Niners play, he fits it perfectly.
Oh, no doubt.
And lining him up in the backfield with Christian McCaffrey gives defenses all type of problems. But Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is on this hype that you're a running back, dog. You're a running back. Is he a pure wide receiver?
It
doesn't matter to you if he's a pure wide receiver.
I told you 2 years ago, I really focused on him at training camp. And this is the year he came in out of shape.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, he gets 0 separation. Like his top line speed wasn't where it needed to be at that point. And just like his ability to create immediate separation. Ayuk is excellent at it. And maybe it's unfair comparing him to Ayuk, but I didn't see a lot of difference in terms of separation between him and the 3rd, 4th receivers and the 5th, 6th receivers. And it's like, but I'm also like, he's a guy that's not going to pop in practice.
Look.
That's just not who he is.
SF Bay Jumper, a guy on YouTube. Deebo can be traded. I'm not tripping.
Nah.
I'm not tripping.
He's a war daddy, though. He's a playoff dude.
He is.
Like, he's one of those guys like a Looney and a Draymond. Like, you need guys that can get in the foxhole, and that's one of those dudes.
But then it's got me thinking about what Joe Lacob just said in studio 2 days ago.
What's that?
You can't stay complacent.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to make bold moves. You got to look into the future. And how is he going to age? How's his game going to age? How's he going to progress here with the 49ers, with the body and all the hits that he takes? We need a guy here for 17 games. Now, I know it's hard, and Justin Jefferson right now has a hamstring injury. First time we've seen that. But can you count on Deebo to play a full season? Can you count on Deebo to play these big games? If he doesn't play on Monday Night Football, the drop-off from Ayuk and Deebo to the next receiver is massive.
Yeah, it is.
It's massive.
Yeah,
especially if you're not going to – I don't mind seeing Ronnie Bell get reps as a rookie, but the 3rd receiver, again, for the 49ers seems to be an issue. Every single year we always talk about, boy, it feels like we're a receiver too short. Whether you have 1 receiver, 2 receivers, never seems like we have 3 receivers.
I'm with you on that. Kyle Shanahan clearly loves Deebo Samuel.
Yep.
They're buds, right? They talk a lot.
Yep.
Deebo stands next to him on the sidelines. Like, they're very linked at the hip. I have a hard time thinking that Kyle Shanahan is willingly moving off of someone like Deebo Samuel. Just me.
Yeah.
But that being said, like, we have to also acknowledge it's very risky with a guy like him because the way he plays, which is, God, you just love the way he plays, it also is very punishing to the body.
Yep.
Very punishing. I don't consider him a gadget guy. I consider him just a great football player.
Yeah, he is. He's a playmaker.
And I think gadget guys I view in a different sense. Like, gadget guys to me are slighter, thinner.
Right.
I don't view him as a gadget guy.
Yep.
I understand, though, why someone like C.J. Gardner-Johnson is sitting here saying, like, yo, you're a running back. Because once the ball's in his hands, now it's yak time.
Yeah, no doubt.
And they utilize him at different places on the field. And once he has the ball in his hands, yes, he runs punishing like a running back.
But you know what? His routes, though, have gotten better.
He catches the ball over the middle. Right. He takes punishment.
Well, the route he ran to catch that ball over the middle against the Cowboys late in the game was a great route ran by Deebo.
And he's high-pointed balls with
no
Brock.
Doubt. He is.
In traffic.
What about the fade route? The back shoulder throw Thursday Night Football against the New York Giants without Brandon Ayuk. It was a great play down the sideline.
I was thinking about the one in traffic against Pittsburgh where he goes up and contorts his body. It's behind him, and he gets it and goes down. Like, I don't know. I love Deebo. Know he's one of my favorite Niners of all time.
I wanted him drafted here. Drafted here. But it feels like some people doubt on him.
It's not down. I'm very cautiously like watching him this year, and I'm like, something's up.
Well, he's been in great shape. He got off to a hot start. We'll get to the calls in just a second. Roasters, if you'd like to get a few shots up at Chase Center, 95.7 The Game is giving you a chance to do just that with our first ever 95.7 The Game knockout tournament at Chase Center. Tune in the week of October 30th. This is the 49ers bye week. And then the following week of November 6th. And make sure you are listening to each show to learn how you can qualify. Each show during that 2-week stretch, we'll be picking one winner each show. Make sure you're locked in to 95.7 The Game during those weeks, and you can have a chance to launch shots from the very same spot that Steph Curry does. By the way, that last segment was brought to you by Golden State Lumber, serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com. We are 40 minutes away from shameless shout-outs here on the Morning Roast. 40 minutes away from shameless shout-outs. 888-957-9570 as you are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and AC1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. And do not forget, you could also watch us every single day on YouTube and Twitch, powered by First NorCal Credit Union. It is a Football Friday brought to you by First 5 California. To learn 4 things you can do to overcome toxic stress, go to first5california.com. How married are 49er fans to Deebo Samuel? I'm eager because I'm hearing too much chatter about him.
Does Deebo's chatter regarding other players and stuff, does that bug you at all?
The Chauncey Gardner-Johnson chatter didn't bug me. He's talking up there in Detroit. He's feeling himself.
Yeah.
He started it. So I got no problem with Deebo finishing it. Michael Parsons started it. Deebo Samuel came over the top. He's talking way too much.
Yeah,
he's talking about the Eagles. He's chirping.
The totality of Micah talking is kind of overkill for me.
But after the Philly game, it disappointed me with some of the things that he said. And it was him. It was Robbie Gould. There's a little Kittle. It was just too much. We got our asses kicked in Philadelphia. They beat us up in the trenches.
Yeah.
They knocked our quarterbacks out. Not quarterback. They knocked our quarterbacks out. All right? We shouldn't be talking about anything except getting better, trying to beat Philadelphia the next season. And yet our quarterback, and they're not that good. We would have blown them. Dude, come on, man. We sounded like wusses after that game.
Did the contract unfollowing of the team, I don't know how many fans are keen to all that stuff, but the social media, I guess, antics, if you will, and the demanding and non-demanding of trades, does that factor into your point of view of Deebo Samuel?
No, because I got over it.
Okay.
And I really...
You get the business aspect?
Yeah, I get the business. But remember when that happened, I was kind of out of the loop. And I was like, wait, what's this stuff going on with Deebo? And I remember I yelled, he watched our story. I go, you want to go be a Jet? Go be a Jet. We'll be in the NFC title game with or without you. We ended up making the NFC title game with him. Thank God, because without him, we probably don't make it there. But... I was just, it showed a side of him.
I remember that.
Remember that? I was just like, you want to be, and I was out of the loop because I was like, I'm not going to pay attention. And he's like, disrespected a Niner. I don't know. Let's get Tanner in the Bay real quick before the break. Yeah. Tanner in the Bay. He's a Viking fan. Oh, we got a Viking fan. I love when the opposing fans call the show. I haven't done that all week. Hey, Tanner in the Bay. How many times have we heard that?
No one blows like Bonte.
I just want to say I enjoy you guys' show.
Thank you.
It sounds a lot like Paul Allen in the morning back in Minnesota. I've been in the Bay here for a year and a half, and man, it's been fun to watch you guys play this year. And I bleed purple and gold back home, but it's been a good time being a secondhand fan of the Niners and watching you guys all come together. But us Vikings, we're hoping you guys rest McCaffrey, give him a little early bye, and give Deebo a little rest, give Trent a little rest, and let us play a good game.
I love Minnesota. They're just too nice.
Yeah, you are very. Viking fans are very nice.
Hey, this is like Fargo the movie.
Yeah. Jefferson. I also saw something about Justin Jefferson in your caption. You don't believe he's a forever Viking, huh?
When his contract is up, I wouldn't be surprised to see Jefferson seek a Super Bowl contender. I could see him wanting to be in a big market where Minnesota, we have little blips of greatness, but then we fall apart. Well, we can't seem to figure it out on our lines. I could see the Deebo for Jefferson, maybe some draft picks for some O linemen, some D linemen, a little help. We need line help bad. We can't protect. We can't rush. I mean, Daniil Hunter's having himself a year, but past that, our linebacking's a little soft. I don't know.
Well, you know what? It's interesting because I said to Bonte, Jamar Chase, I believe Burrow and Justin Jefferson, or maybe it was Bosa. Anyway, the 4 guys that were all coming up for contract extensions from that draft were all represented by the same person, and Justin Jefferson's the only one that didn't sign a contract. He got no extension. And it's like, what's the hang up? To me, it's he doesn't want to be there. So I don't know.
There it is. He's gone. Just like that. Kobe, real quick. Kobe before the break. Kobe,
what you got on Deebo?
What's up, Kobe?
So Deebo, he needs to leave. So we're talking with Vikings and Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, he needs to go to the Niners for Deebo. Deebo needs to get out of there and go to Minnesota because we don't need him.
Oh, why don't we need him, young Kobe?
And then we need to trade Christian McCaffrey for a better Dalvin Cook or someone. Like
Kobe.
You lost me there, young man.
Hey, young man. Maybe you do need to hit the books, Kobe. I love it, Kobe.
That's not fair.
But you got to hit the books.
Kobe, what grade are you in?
Yeah, Kobe, Kobe, you're too locked in, Kobe. Get your butt in school.
Hey, you know what my guy was doing?
Get your butt in school.
My guy was making moves, though.
Dude, he was. He's trying to trade Chris McCaffrey
Sound
for
like
a better
Master
Dalvin
P.
Cook.
He's like, trade this guy for that guy and that guy for this guy.
Kobe.
Buy. Sell.
Dude, you a Viking fan, Kobe?
He's
You wanna
Jim
trade-
Cramer.
Yeah. Kobe, hit the books. What are these teachers teaching Kobe?
You never heard the Wu-Tang? You need to go to summer school. You know what? Don't get the book. Get yourself the new Wu-Tang album. That'll educate you for the next 20 years.
Oh, man. They weren't lying. No, we're not going to do that to Kobe. We're not going to do that to Kobe. We're not going to say that. Kids don't do drugs. Kobe's not doing drugs.
No, I love the aggression, though.
If I had the drop, I would have played it. It would have been aggressive, but it's all good.
When does that Pez come into play for you?